Sarah and David, a young newlywed couple, decided to travel to a remote and peaceful area for their honeymoon. David found a small but stylish hotel on the internet, located in the heart of a dense forest. It was called the Aspen House Hotel. The hotel had an old but beautiful appearance. The wooden walls with carved patterns, the large fireplace in the lobby, and the staircase covered with red carpet created a classic and relaxing atmosphere. When they arrived at the hotel, the manager greeted them with a strange and cold smile and gave them the key to room number 303. Their room was on the third floor. The wooden door creaked open, and the interior, with classic furniture and a large old-style bed, created a nostalgic feeling. But something was strange in the air. The air seemed heavy, and Sarah felt that someone was standing in the corner of the room. David, who was always reasonable, said, "He's just tired. Let's get some rest." When night fell, they lay down on the bed. Everything was quiet until the middle of the night when a soft sound was heard from the door. It sounded like someone was dragging their fingernails on the door. Sarah jumped up and woke David up. "Did you hear?" Maybe it was the wind or one of the other guests. David got up and opened the door, but no one was there. Tired, he quickly returned to bed, but Sarah could not sleep anymore. The next morning, Sarah decided to ignore the matter. But when she went to the bathroom, she noticed that the steam on the mirror had taken the shape of a hand. The hand was huge, as if it did not belong to a normal person. When David entered the bathroom, he said, "Sarah, you are very imaginative. Maybe the steam is due to the temperature difference." They went to spend the day in the nearby forest. Nature was beautiful and everything seemed peaceful. But all this time Sarah felt that someone was watching them. That night, the same soft sound was heard again. But this time, the sound was clearer, footsteps moving on the carpet. David got up tiredly and searched the entire room. No one was there. But when he returned to the bed, he saw that one of the pillows was strangely wet, as if someone had dipped it in water. David said, "This is not normal anymore. Maybe someone is playing a joke." Sarah and David went to the hotel manager and told him what had happened. The manager, whose smile was colder than usual, said, "It's always quiet here. Maybe your hallucinations are due to fatigue. You can change rooms if you want." But David, suspicious of the manager's behavior, asked him about the hotel's history. The manager said evasively, "It's an old hotel, but nothing to worry about." David and Sarah went to the local library to research the hotel. There, they learned that a horrific murder had occurred in room 303 50 years ago. A woman named Margaret had been strangled in that room by her husband and her body was never found. That night, when Sarah and David returned to their room, the air felt heavier than usual. They both decided to stay up until morning. But around 3 a.m., the temperature in the room suddenly dropped. The candle they had lit went out for no reason. Sarah whispered, "Someone is here." Suddenly, a whisper came from the corner of the room. "You took my place." A tall shadow appeared in the darkness. A woman with long, black hair and lifeless eyes stared at them. David shouted, "Sarah, run!" But at that moment, the door was locked and they could not leave the room. The shadowy creature came closer. Sarah looked at David in horror and said, "What does it want?" David, breathing hard, realized that this ghost was seeking revenge. They tried to break down the door, but a strange force prevented them from leaving. The last thing they saw was a shadow moving on the wall, and then a scream broke the silence of the hotel. The next morning, room 303 was empty. No one knew what had happened to Sarah and David. All that remained were the wet pillows and a steamy mirror with the words, "You're next." The hotel manager welcomed new guests, and room 303 was still available for those who wanted to experience a night of excitement and fear.